We're very pleased tonight to have a group that's come to actually honor one of our own. This is the Finger Lakes Pulse group, and I'm going to invite them to come up to the podium tonight. And I don't know who will be the spokesperson or more than spokespersons, but please come up here, and we'd like to have you go ahead with your presentation. This is Ms. Sapola Dennis.
Thank you,
Deborah,
Mike.
I couldn't think of your first name.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
That's fine. Thank you, Mike. I want to start tonight by recognizing Kendra Adams. Say her name, Kendra Adams, June 13th, 2017. She's the 13th trans woman of color killed in the United States this year. So on to something that's a little bit more pleasant. We want to thank you tonight for allowing Finger Lakes Pulse to present our very first Ally of the Year award to a most deserving public servant. First, I want to thank the county staff for working with us on this presentation to make it a very special and memorable occasion. This evening, we express our appreciation to a person who has invited people from the LGBTQ+ community to the table. She has shown interest in our opinions, thoughts, and perspectives. This simple invitation to participate has allowed us to highlight our needs as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and non-binary individuals in new ways. It has given us a voice to express our similar struggles while recognizing that we are all affected in different ways by policies and laws. This year's recipient, Leslyn McBean-Clairborn, has a unique understanding of these struggles. Immigrating to this country from Guyana, South America, she has faced discrimination in many ways and has shared those situations, drawing parallels to our own similar experiences. With this understanding, Leslyn has used her power in Ithaca and Tompkins County to make it safer for our community. She went to many local businesses and asked them to put up safe zone cards. This made a huge difference for us, and I now get my oil changed at Monroe because they have a safe zone card. At the last meeting, she led the legislature in recognizing June as Pride Month and raising the rainbow flag. And with that, I'd like to highlight some of clips in her own words. So I think we have...
We can suspend just a minute while we drop the screens.
Yay, Supreme Court. Yay, marriage equality. Woohoo. I only wish my girl, Gail Trimble, was alive, that she can see this moment. She talked about it will happen many, many years ago before her untimely death. And, she's wherever she is hearing about this. So on Thursday, this Thursday the 9th, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Stewart Park, or 5:30, it's in my book, Stewart Park, a community celebration for marriage equality. And I'm just thrilled. So please make an appearance, show your support, community, be there. If you can lend your support financially, bring some paper products, cups, plates, forks, napkins, anything. It will be very, very helpful. We need to celebrate the pride that we all love when we respect and honor people's human rights. I had the privilege of attending a conference in Atlanta last week through the weekend called Facing Grace with a number of other people here from Ithaca. About 2,500 people attended this conference. And it was quite interesting to see the variety of not only workshops, but concentrated discussions around a movement of love for all of us to be able to transform this country to a place where everyone feels loved and included. It was the first time I had gone to a conference in a very long time, and I was very pleased to see something as simple as all gender bathrooms. So that, yeah, and they're just really simple things that people can do to make such a difference and make everyone feel welcomed and included. It was amazing to attend some of the workshops, especially the ones on deconstructing racism, or the ones that talk about how entire small communities have transformed themselves in such a way that issues of justice and equality isn't a second thought, but it's just the way we do business every day. And it was encouraging and enlightening, and they're all little things that we all could be doing, but we feel very concerned, and more often than not, we resort to our safe space. And I bring that up because I just remember some of the conversations some of my colleagues here around the table had with me around the resolution or proclamation that I brought with regard to Indigenous Peoples Day. And I don't think people realize just the privilege that you exhorted in your statements when you said they can choose any other day. Who are they, and who decided that this day only belongs to a certain group of people? So I just wanted to point that out because it just sort of, it's things like that that people think of when they decide to embark on a movement of change and inclusion. It was a very powerful conference. It occurs every 2 years, and I would encourage anyone to look for it. It is brought to the community, organized by Race Forward, which is an organization. And I want to give a big thank you to the Multicultural Resource Center, particularly for McBean-Clairborn, organizing the group going and reaching out to folks. I got in on the tail end of it because I heard of it. So big thank you to them, and raising funds from this community to allow us to go. People literally donated towards paying for people to attend the conference, so I appreciate that. So I hope that you will, I didn't just bring a button just for the sake of bringing a button. It really had meaning to me being there, and really hope that we will take this to heart. Within our lifetime, within the lifetime of the next generation, racism should not be existing in this country by any means. No one should feel afraid. I had the honor and privilege this past week to be, and I consider myself a representative of Tompkins County in the city of Ithaca, at the My Brother's Keeper Summit, National Summit, the final one hosted by the My Brother's Keeper Alliance and the President of the United States at the White House. And so it was quite an honor to be there. It was quite an honor to sit in the same room with our current president and have him, he was the icing on the cake, of course, and have him address us, promise that as part of his work when he leaves office is to continue to raise the kind of monies that would be needed to support these programs that will address issues for our young brothers, and according to our president, our young sisters, because what's trending in our country as focus and attention is being put on the mass incarceration of young men of color, that more and more women, young women of color, are being thrown in jails and prisons. So kudos to all of you, and I hope we continue to do the good work around identifying those issues of aggression and those issues of poverty, and trying to do whatever we can to erase those barriers to particularly young people of color or young marginalized groups in general being able to reach their fullest potential. So I just wanted to share that bit of good news. How do we forward the community conversation around LGBTQ issues? And we hope at some point, I know Joe and Paul and I had a conversation at some point, and we hope at some point soon, within the near future, to not keep just talking about it, but to actually host a community-wide summit, a community-wide conversation about this, so that not just members of the LGBT community are hearing, but those who developers and those who are providing housing and those who are providing jobs really understand what are the issues that face this particular segment of our community, and what can we be doing as a collective county or as a county collectively to make sure that we are trying to build an inclusive community. It's not the only issue, obviously, that we have to deal with. There are many, but this is one that has been rising to the surface. So we hope to, I just spoke with Martha this afternoon saying, you know, it's a big task, but we hope to model something after the housing summit that would bring in many different entities to the table to hear this kind and engage in this sort of conversation and solution building.
Thank you. We also want to acknowledge the significant burdens that come with being an action-oriented ally. It takes time, courage, and the willingness to step out of your comfort zone. Advocacy is also a family affair, whether the family wants to participate or not. And we acknowledge the sacrifices of Leslyn's husband and her children as they have shared her valuable time and energy with our community. Tompkins County is one of a handful of places in this country that many of us feel comfortable living openly. We have the second highest percentage of LGBTQ+ residents in the state of New York, second only to New York City. However, we still face challenges daily. Finger Lakes Pulse is dedicated to working with allies such as Leslyn to create a thriving, inclusive community that recognizes the diversity and individuality of all residents. And with that, I'll read what the plaque says. Ally of the Year 2017, Leslyn McBean-Clairborn, in deep appreciation for her continued and consistent commitment to support lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer rights through her actions and advocacy work.
Leslyn, we'd like you to come up.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank all of you. Thank you. Okay, I was coming up in the elevator with Sharon, and I remember saying to my husband, folks need to just stop this nonsense. I don't like these things because I know I am a crying fool. And he said, why don't you just stop it? And if people want to honor you, accept that it's because you're doing something right. I only do what's right. I don't do the work I do for praise. I just do what's right, and I've always done that all my life. So whether it's fighting for labor, fighting for decent wages, fighting for families, to not separate families, whatever it is, I just do what's right. I appreciate being your ally of the year. Thank you all. But in true Leslyn form, I want to make one quick correction. I do. Allies usually can pack up
and go to their safe space when they feel it's too much. I'm a partner. I'm in it.
Yes, yes.
And I brought my daughter up here with me. If you don't know Indira, this is her graduation day. And no, it's not from middle school like some people think. She's trying to get taller than me. It is from elementary school, so I apologize. I'm going to be running out of here to get to her graduation. But this young lady is my legislature baby, born in this legislature. Met in the legislature, gave her name. But she, like you said, has made so many sacrifices. My son is over there, Kelsey. They have made so many sacrifices to allow me to do the things that I do. And Indira is a powerhouse. Watch out for her in a few years, because even now, she is beginning to let people know what is right and how to be protecting other human beings, not discriminating against them. I wonder where she got that from. So I'm very proud of you, Indira. I'm very proud of you, and I wanted to acknowledge you and honor you in front of this legislature. And thank you very much, Finger Lakes Pulse. I'm sorry I wouldn't be at the event on the 24th because this here girl is a 200-meter track star, and we will be at the Junior Olympics in Rochester and Penham, where she is running. So I'm sorry I won't be there to celebrate and dance the night away with you all. So thank you again for honoring me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
We say congratulations, Leslyn, and thank you, Finger Lakes Pulse.